We're considering how CPTED principles can be applied to Parking Garage 2 in Oshawa, Ontario. My name is Gavin, and the group consists of me, Stephanie, and Michael. The use of CPTED principles could help the City of Oshawa create a safe space within and around Garage 2 for community members by deterring crime and introducing engaging elements. The recommendations use 4 principles of CPTED to provide the security: natural surveillance, natural access control, territorial reinforcement, and maintenance. The use of these principles could ensure that the City of Oshawa is moving toward attaining its goals within its strategic plan.
Located at 117 Bond Street, downtown Oshawa, is Parking Garage Number 2, offering 595 spots for vehicles as part of Oshawa's parking supply inventory. It is bounded by McMillan Drive, King Street, and Oshawa Creek and Bike Path. As can be seen in this photo, it features extra large sidewalks, yet none of them have landscaping such as trees or shrubbery. In order to optimize the land that this garage occupies, we have attempted in this e-presentation and report to bring forward some ideas for reinventing the space that would incorporate crime prevention through environmental design and mitigate against any unintended consequences that are experienced in the process. Safety and well-being task forces are often met with the challenge of how best to respond to concerns around crime and safety, and sometimes these concerns run in tandem with infrastructure investments or modifications, which creates a need to find viable solutions that address both concerns. But an effective way to achieve this end can be found in innovative land use ideas that operationalize urban planning, but also incorporate CPTED principles in order to effectively safeguard the well-being of all. Since Oshawa is experiencing great growth, and anticipation in the increase of population is seen, and the city needs to proactively address the potential for an increase in crime, consequently resulting from growth. This need can be approached through environmental design, and the city should turn its attention to the discipline of CPTED before growth even occurs, and before any increase of crime occurs. Anticipating crime is an unintended consequence of growth, and it's an excellent reason why the city needs to consider CPTED strategies that we offer in this report and e-presentation. Through reimagining Garage Number 2 to be a multi-use shared space, local residents could enjoy ownership of this attractive, meaningful, new space that they could engage with and care for while experiencing safe activities. We see community cohesion and stewardship secure and maintain a safe space and safe activities that are carried out in it. Other driving forces behind the recommendations in this report include neighborhood capacity, cohesion, community culture, and connectivity, and they're all viewed as elements of natural surveillance, which is a design strategy that keeps intruders under observation where they are less likely to engage in crime if they are seen. By reimagining the space, we can turn to a case study in Boston called Post Office Square, where a similar such garage structure had been reimagined to include a very famous park atop, as seen in these photos before and after. Oshawa is no different. Oshawa can certainly implement facilities like this.
The recommendations have been ranked by efficiency and cost effectiveness to ensure that they can be introduced gradually and maintain a reasonable budget. Number 1 is artwork and a social media moment. Number 2 is solar-powered and LED lighting. Third is landscaping. And last is the concept Bike Share Oshawa. The attraction of people to the garage could deter unlawful behavior through territorial reinforcement and natural surveillance. Natural surveillance in public areas encourages people to intervene when witnessing suspicious activity. According to the City of Oshawa's strategic plan, city officials are committing to enriching our communities through culture. And by involving artwork and supporting community artists, the City of Oshawa is implementing CPTED through natural surveillance and territorial reinforcement, while at the same time fulfilling its commitment to enriching our community.
Implementing artwork in and around Garage 2 brings various unintended consequences with each recommended idea. If the idea is to add murals or sculptures to the garage, then vandalism becomes a potential issue. Murals can be spray painted over or torn up to ruin the artistic image, while specific sculptures like a wind chime can be broken or taken apart. Looking more in depth at wind chimes, they can become too noisy for neighboring businesses and disrupt the peace around the garage if they're too loud. Mitigation strategies for artwork and murals involves keeping them as clean and fresh as possible. This can be done by making the art replaceable and temporary, meaning that if it were to get damaged, it can be easily fixed or switched out for another piece. Increasing enforcement around the garage during peak daytime hours can help reduce potential crime due to the large influxes of people at the social media moment.
Solar-powered and LED lighting can provide natural access control by identifying entrances and exits and lighting dark spaces throughout the garage. 40% of all energy is estimated to be used for buildings, and nearly 22% of that energy is just for lighting. Sourcing energy-efficient lighting would lessen electricity costs and brighten dark spaces throughout the garage to provide the feeling of safety and security. Ensuring fewer hiding spots, along with well-lit entrances and exits, brings about natural surveillance through territorial reinforcement, leaving visitors feeling safe and out of harm's way.
Implementing LED and solar lighting into the garage provides specific consequences for each type of light. However, one risk they both have is the potential to be broken by criminals. Since LED lighting is very bright, a consequence appears with light pollution due to excessive light, or the light not lighting up the desired areas, leading to wasted light. Solar lighting consequences look at the availability of natural sunlight during the day, meaning cloudy days or at night could ruin the impact of solar lighting has on illuminating the garage. Mitigation strategies for LED lighting involve protecting the lights from attacks, while also making them efficient enough with design and placement to reduce the pollution and wasted lighting. Light shields can be used to protect the bulbs or panels from damage. Another strategy involves getting newly designed lights with a middle picture, which is a tri-burst light that can provide directionality while still getting the LED brightness. These lights can be then used to create the image on the far right, where the negative effects of wasted light and light pollution are minimized.
Using architectural and urban design as territorial reinforcement gives Garage 2 controlled access. Additionally, implementing territorial reinforcement could require maintenance to ensure the space is well kept and to ensure a consistent flow of traffic among visitors. A rooftop garden is a particular aspect of landscaping that offers creative opportunities for community members from diverse backgrounds to engage in a safe space and survey their environments. The use of landscaping techniques is effective because it easily provides measures of wayfinding and creates natural access control among pedestrians and vehicles. Innovation through a rooftop garden encourages natural surveillance by creating a new space where community members can meet, gather, and observe their environment, ensuring that crime is quickly detected and reported.
Landscaping consequences arise with the upkeep of the greenery. Plants and shrubbery need to be kept in check in order to prevent overgrowth or death of the plants, which can impact the effect the plants have on preventing crime, by giving criminals a place to hide or making the space look less clean. For the rooftop garden, large amounts of plants require large amounts of water, meaning consistent water storage will be needed. More specific consequences arise when looking at the rock garden idea, as the rocks could be used to damage people or property. Mitigation strategies would be to get maintenance staff to regularly trim and maintain the greenery, making sure no death or overgrowth occurs. For dealing with a rock garden, the size of the rocks can be a way to prevent them from being used as weapons. Tiny rocks can be used so that they do no harm, or heavy rocks can be used meaning no one can pick them up or use them. For the rooftop garden idea, a big maintenance tank can be used to store water so that if rain doesn't happen, water can be used from there.
And lastly, a program such as Bike Share Oshawa could draw attention to Garage 2 and attract new demographics to the area, introducing the CPTED principle of natural surveillance. As Garage 2 is located near a bike park in Oshawa Creek, it's a concept that is tailored to the local environment. Bike Share Oshawa would be a new structure that provides an alternate mode of transportation that would be frequented by locals and visitors who sustain healthy lifestyles. Installing a program like this requires territorial reinforcement, and the program itself supports natural surveillance by inviting individuals to explore Oshawa in a new way, while using Garage 2 as a hub for the action.
The bike share brings interesting consequences to the garage. The most important thing to look at is the potential bike theft, as renting bikes puts the risk out there that they could be stolen or not returned. The other main consequence looks at the idea of the multi-use, as now the space will be used by both bikes and cars, there's greater potential for accidents due to the difference in vehicles. On the other hand, a positive consequence would be that the Oshawa Creek bike path is nearby, providing convenient areas to ride with the bikes. Mitigation strategies to prevent theft looking at giving the bikes shelter that is converted from parking spaces. This can be both used to store the bikes behind a target hardening lock system, but also showcase their security around the bikes. When looking at how to make the interaction between vehicles and bikes as smooth as possible, bike lanes or signage can be incorporated to make the interactions less confusing and more straightforward between the vehicles.
And with that, We can state that safety and well-being task forces need to mitigate against potential for crime before undertaking infrastructure improvements or innovations such as those offered here, because the safety of public spaces is in everybody's best interests. The proposed ideas can reap many benefits for the City of Oshawa because they contribute to an active and an attractive destination that can be safe, user-friendly, and easy to navigate. As well, alternate modes of transportation such as cycling services are promoted with these recommendations, together with a new cultural installation for pedestrians. Furthermore, environmental sustainability can be found in the rooftop food garden tailored to the local population, where the severity due to the impacts of carbon emissions and heat island effect are lessened with vegetation. All of these ideas, though, require a thorough examination for viability under the city's change management initiative, and also to see how they fit in with City Council and the regional law enforcement community for crime prevention strategies. But from a stakeholder perspective, as students at Durham region, our attempt here is to promote the ideas under a participatory community model, because CPTED tactics adopt a socially aware approach, meaning a built environment can design away some instances of crime through stewardship and community cohesion.